Long ago, in a small town where everybody knew each other's business, there lived a young woman named Amara. Amara was the kind of girl mothers prayed their daughters would grow up to be. From childhood, she was obedient, respectful, and humble. She never raised her voice at elders, never stayed out late, and she always remembered to greet with a smile, even when her stomach was empty. Her neighbors used to say, "This girl, na true treasure. If you marry Am, your life go better." But treasure way they shine outside, fit still hide plenty tears inside. Amara's father had died when she was still in secondary school, leaving her mother to struggle with small trading business. Amara carried the burden of responsibility early. She learned to say no to pleasure and yes to duty. While her mates were painting their nails, she was washing plates. While others were following men in flashy cars, Amara was selling bread in the evening market, trying to support her mother. She believed in her heart that goodness was like farming. If you planted patience, respect, and kindness, one day you would harvest joy. So she kept herself pure, avoided shortcuts, and followed the narrow road. Years passed. She finished school, served her NYSC, and even found a small job in Lagos. But life in Lagos was not friendly. Her salary barely fed her. She lived in a small one-room apartment, where she shared bathroom with neighbors who never remembered to flush. Still, Amara kept smiling, telling herself, "One day, one good man will find me. My time will come." Sometimes her friends mocked her. Cynthia, her closest companion since childhood, would laugh and say, "Amara, this your holiness, no they carry you go anywhere. Oh, you they behave like say good girl, they pay salary. Look around you. Who good girl help?" Amara would only shake her head and reply quietly, "Cynthia, I believe in doing the right thing. God sees and God rewards." But as she lay on her thin mattress at night, staring at the broken ceiling, Amara sometimes wondered in her heart, when will that reward come? When will good girl life pay? Dem say the pickin' way they fear fire too much go chop raw yam. But sometimes, even the yam way person cook well fit still come out half done. Such is life. And so Amara continued her days, holding tightly to her goodness, not knowing that life was preparing to teach her one bitter lesson. Life in Lagos has many lessons, and it does not teach all students at the same time. As Amara continued her life of discipline and patience, she began to notice something that shook her heart. One by one, the girls she once called careless were moving ahead. There was Chiamaka, her old classmate, who never passed an exam without sorting her lecturers. Back then, Amara used to whisper, "This girl, no good man will ever marry her." But one Saturday morning, Amara scrolled through Instagram and froze. There was Chiamaka, dressed in white lace, standing beside a tall, handsome man in a big wedding hall. The caption read, "Blessed forever Mrs. Johnson." Amara's chest tightened. Johnson? This man looks rich. So she even married well? She forced a smile, typed, "Congratulations, dear," under the post. But her heart was heavy. Then there was BC, the girl from her NYSC lodge. BC used to skip CDS to follow one politician around. Everybody gossiped about her. But a year later, BC posted pictures beside a brand new Mercedes Benz, key raised in the air. The caption, "Work hard, pray harder. Dreams come true." Amara dropped her phone and shook her head. Work hard? Which work? Na only wa kayo sabi. Still, the car was real. Even Cynthia, her closest friend, had transformed. Cynthia always had one new boyfriend or another. Amara used to warn her, "Cynthia, you're wasting yourself. You can't keep living like this. What if you get hurt?" Cynthia would laugh and wave her freshly done nails in Amara's face. "My sister, the enjoyment they keep body strong. Look at you, you they manage into me. Meanwhile, man just buy me iPhone last week. Life no balance, my dear. Open your eyes." At first, Amara ignored her. But soon she started seeing the truth in Cynthia's words. Amara's own life was not moving. Her phone hardly rang, no suitor, no promise of marriage, no man to even help her with transport money. Her salary finished before the 20th of every month. Landlord was already knocking for rent. One Friday night, Amara sat by her small window, watching cars drive past on the busy street. She sighed deeply. Is this the reward for goodness? I kept myself. I waited. I trusted God. Yet see me here, empty pocket, empty love life. Meanwhile, those girls I used to call bad are the ones enjoying. Sometimes life they resemble market. The person way come early fit still go back with empty basket. But another way walk a late. Fit carry plenty yam, pepper and fish. Who fit explain Nobody. Amara was beginning to feel bitterness in her heart. That night she didn't pray before sleeping. For the first time in her life, she asked herself a question that many are afraid to ask. Does being a good girl really pay? She did not know that the answer was waiting for her, just around the corner. The sun had set over Lagos, and the night carried with it the smell of roasted corn and the sound of Denfo conductors shouting at tired passengers. Inside her small one-room apartment, Amara sat on the edge of her bed, staring at the wall. It had been a long, hard week. Her boss at the office had embarrassed her in front of everyone because she came late after, trekking a long distance when her salary could no longer cover transport. Her landlord had knocked that morning, reminding her that rent was due in 2 weeks. Even the suya man at the junction had refused to sell on credit when she begged. "I beg, I go balance you next week." Amara's heart was heavy. As if to add salt to injury, her phone buzzed. It was Cynthia sending her a video. Amara clicked it, and there was Cynthia, dressed in gold gown, popping champagne in a club. Music loud, her laughter louder. A man's hand appeared in the video, sliding car keys into Cynthia's palm. The caption read, "Soft life or nothing. Good vibes only." Amara's throat tightened. She dropped the phone as if it had burned her fingers. Tears filled her eyes. She thought of all the years she had denied herself. The wedding invitations she never received. The men she rejected because they didn't look serious. The offers she turned down because she wanted to stay pure. For what? What exactly had her goodness bought her? Her room was silent except for the buzzing of mosquitoes. She whispered to herself, her voice trembling. "Good girl no de peo." She said it once, softly. Then she said it again, louder, as if the walls should hear. "Good girl no de peo. I have suffered enough. I have waited long enough. If life no de reward me for being good, then I will stop being good. Na hunger they teach rat how to bite yam way still they fire. Sometimes when patience don't too plenty, it go begin resemble foolishness." That night, Amara sat in front of her small mirror. She untied her scarf and let her hair fall freely. She touched her lips, painted them red with the lipstick she had been keeping for special occasions. For the first time, she wore the short dress her cousin had given her 2 years ago, the one she always felt was too revealing. She looked at her reflection and almost did not recognize herself. "From today," she whispered, "I am no longer the old Amara. If good girl life cannot open doors for me, then I will switch gears." It was not an easy decision, but her heart was set. That was the night the good girl died and the new Amara was born. And so the road changed. For when a river meets a stone, it either bends or it breaks. Amara chose to bend, but she did not yet know what that bend would cost her. The morning after Amara's decision felt strangely different. The sun was not brighter, but to her it looked like it was. The air was not fresher, but she inhaled like she was tasting freedom for the first time. She stood in front of her mirror, and for the first time, she did not dress to look decent. She dressed to be seen. The long skirts and buttoned blouses gave way to fitted jeans, short gowns, and tops that showed a little more than shoulders. She painted her lips red again, and when she looked at herself, she smiled. Now the same goat way quiet yesterday fit turned stubborn today. Nothing they change goat skin, but sometimes the spirit inside they change. That Friday night, Cynthia dragged her out. My dear, today you will not stay in this your hot room. You will follow me out. Life no they wait for anybody. Amara hesitated, but then she remembered her vow. She slipped on the dress she had kept hidden, and they stepped into the Lagos night. The club was alive. Music roared, lights flashed, perfume and sweat filled the air. Amara felt shy at first, but then she noticed something. Men were looking at her. Their eyes followed her like she was the only one in the room. For the first time, she felt visible. One man leaned close and whispered, "Beautiful, can I get you a drink?" Amara hesitated. The old her would have said no, but the new Amara smiled and nodded. Yes. That one yes was the beginning. Soon she was tasting things she had only seen on TV. Cocktails, grilled chicken, ice-cold wine. Her laughter rang out louder than she thought possible. By the end of the night, the same man pressed a bundle of Naira notes into her palm. "For your taxi," he said with a wink. Taxi? The money was enough for a month's transport. Amara held it tightly, her heart racing. By the next week, another man had taken her shopping. New clothes, shoes, and a handbag she had once prayed she could afford. Another one invited her to dinner in a hotel with marble floors and chandeliers, so bright they made her eyes water. Amara was tasting the soft life. She returned to her office on Monday with a new wig and a new glow. Even her boss stared. Her colleagues whispered. For the first time, Amara did not feel like the girl at the bottom. Na pikin way no lick sugar before go. Understand say sugar. Sweet pass honey when he finally taste them. But too much sugar they also spoil teeth. Weeks turned into months. Amara's life changed completely. No more begging the suya man. No more hiding from landlord. No more lonely nights scrolling through other people's happiness. Men noticed her everywhere. Invitations came from every corner. Her phone buzzed constantly. She thought to herself, so this is what I was missing? This is the life I denied myself all these years? Ah, good girl truly know they pay, oh. But deep inside, she did not realize that life was still preparing another lesson. When a chick first comes out of egg, it thinks the whole world is only the mother hen. But soon it will see hawk in the sky. And then it will learn that every sweetness has its shadow. Months passed since Amara had switched gears. Her life was no longer the small, colorless routine she had known. Men noticed her wherever she went. Money flowed into her hands from unexpected sources. Invitations to events, dinners, and parties became normal. For the first time in her life, Amara felt she was catching up to the world. She smiled to herself thinking, finally life they respect me. Good girl no they pay, but new girl they pay small. Yet Lagos had its own way of teaching lessons, and Amara was about to see one she had never expected. She whispered to herself, so now this be life. Things they move sometimes for good girl, sometimes for bad girl, sometimes for no reason at all. Now the same river way they carry yam fit also carry stone. Life no they calculate like school arithmetic. Sometimes rain go fall on one person garden, leave another dry. Who fit explain am? Amara started observing her own journey more carefully. She realized that her switch didn't automatically guarantee success. It simply opened doors she had never tried before. And just as doors opened, other doors for her old good girl ways had closed, but some opportunities still came unexpectedly. One evening at a friend's rooftop party, Amara stood quietly by the railing, her glass of wine untouched. The Lagos skyline glittered, music boomed, and laughter rose into the night. But behind the smiles, Amara began to see the cracks. There was Bisi, the girl everyone once called careless in school, the one who had sugar daddies and connections. She stepped out of a sleek black car, her makeup perfect, her heels clicking confidently. But when Amara's eyes settled on her face, she froze. Bc's cheek carried a fading bruise. Her arm had fresh scratches she didn't bother to hide. Amara later overheard whispers. One of the wives of her politician Sugar. Daddies had arranged boys to deal with her, to teach her a lesson. And yet here she was, bruised and battered, dancing, laughing loudly, pouring champagne like her world was perfect. Across the room, Cynthia, once the soft life queen who flexed endlessly on Instagram, was holding a glass of champagne, her laughter too forced. Amara remembered the whispers from campus days, how Chiamoka bragged about her real man. Tonight the truth spilled. One of the girls whispered to Amara, "Na Yahoo boy she jamo." The guy promised her marriage, used her name to wash money, collected her savings, even made her borrow. Till today, nothing. He ghosted her. That marriage story na scam. Cynthia caught Amara's eyes for a moment, her smile faltering. For the first time, Amara saw the sadness hiding beneath the glitter lashes and the designer dress. And then there was Cynthia, her Instagram always full of beach pictures, champagne bottles, designer bags. Tonight she came in late, sunglasses on even though it was night. When she finally removed them, Amara gasped. A swollen eye, carefully powdered over. It hadn't healed from the video that went viral 2 weeks ago. Her husband had beaten her, mercilessly in public, and someone had recorded it. The internet mocked, gossiped, laughed, and yet here was Cynthia, pretending, laughing too loudly, dancing too hard, like if she kept moving, her pain wouldn't catch her. Amara felt a chill wash over her. All this time she had looked at these women and envied their lives. She had thought being good made her miss out. But in that moment, she understood what you see on the outside isn't always the truth. Some crowns are made of gold, but they cut the head that wears them. It was confusing at first, but then a truth became clear. There was no perfect formula. Being good or being bad didn't guarantee happiness, love, or wealth. Life simply flowed, sometimes harsh, sometimes gentle. You could prepare all you wanted, but fate and timing often did the rest. Na fish way they swim for river, they ask whether water sweet or salt. Ego swim anyhow, if you want reach sea, ego reach. Life na the same way. Amara smiled at her reflection in a party mirror. She realized that all her earlier suffering, her patience, and even her switch to a bolder self were just chapters in a bigger story. And slowly she whispered, "So whether good or bad, na timing, grace, and destiny they carry person go their place. I just need to day ready when my time come." Amara sat on her balcony that night, the Lagos skyline glowing with lights that flickered like distant stars. She had been through seasons, years of patience, months of chasing dreams, nights of questioning herself, days of trying new ways to survive and thrive. She thought about all the people she had watched, some good, some bad, some struggling, some succeeding. She realized something. Life had never promised fairness, nor had it ever followed a rule book. Whether she had been good or had switched gears, the outcomes had never depended solely on her behavior. Life flowed in ways that no one could explain. Sometimes person fit walk a correct road all life yet stumble. Another fit walk a crooked road yet walk a reach fine. Na life own rhythm they guide em. Who fit argue with rhythm of river? Amara laughed softly to herself. The sound felt light, free, and new. She thought of her old self, the obedient girl who never said no, who never chased fun. And then she thought of the bold new self who had embraced life without fear, who had learned to enjoy, to take risks, to claim small pleasures. And she realized both selves had value. Both selves had lessons. Both selves had carried her to this very moment. She whispered into the night, "Good girl, bad girl, na same river they carry us. Timing, grace, and wisdom go decide who reach where." The only thing I fit do? Live my life my own way. Stay true to myself. Stay ready when blessings show. From that day forward, Amara no longer measured herself against others. She no longer compared her life to those who seemed to have it all. She stopped worrying if she was good enough or bad enough. She understood that life was bigger than labels, bigger than rules, bigger than expectations. And so Amara they live her life. They enjoy small, they work hard small. They laugh plenty. For in Lagos, for this life, now the one way ready. They patient and they brave. Go carry their own blessing reach shore. And so the story of the good girl who learned say no formula day. Go remind all Pekin way they listen. Whether good or bad, na grace and destiny they decide who go shine. And the city kept shining. The night went on. But Amara was at peace. Hey, amazing people! If you loved this story, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our adventures. Like, comment, and share with your friends for more amazing stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.